Roldan.
Oh. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Carrie Roldan Show. I'm so glad to be back with you guys. It's been a while, and it feels so good just to be back doing the Carrie Roldan Show and having a really important topic for today. So if you've never seen my Carrie Roldan Show before, we spend 30 minutes or so having conversations that matter to the entrepreneur's body, mind, and business. I'm your host, Carrie Roldan. I'm a wife, a mother, a runner, a personal growth junkie, and your total business BFF. And I help heart-centered women entrepreneurs to lose weight and get into cellular alignment with the highest calling of their soul and of their heart-centered business. So if this is something that resonates with you, you're going to want to go ahead and head on over to carrieroldan.com/alignment, where I have a great physical alignment practice for you for absolutely free. But today we're talking with two of my mentors, two amazing heart-centered women entrepreneurs, about a really important topic that actually isn't talked about much in our industry at all. So if you're on my email list, you probably got an email a couple days ago talking a little bit about it and saying, like, I believe these women are really brave for doing business the way they're doing it, and talking about some of the things that people just don't talk about in our industry. So I'm talking about Kim Carpenter and Lisa Engles. Let's try this again. Lisa Engles of Wake Up and Change the World. They are the creators of something called the Evolutionary Business Accelerator. Like I said, they're two of my personal mentors and just two of the most incredible, amazing, heart-centered, enlightened, evolutionary women that I know. And today we're going to be talking about, I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget, what it really takes, like really, what it really takes to build a sustainable business online. So Lisa and Kim, I'm so glad you're here. Hello.
Yeah,
Hey.
thanks for having us. It's great to be
You're
here.
welcome. So you guys are in two different places in the country, which I think is so fun as just as being evolutionary entrepreneurs and in this digital space. So each of you tell us, we'll start with Lisa. Where in the world are you?
I am in Sonoma, California, Sebastopol specifically.
Awesome.
Just north of San Francisco.
And Kim?
Yeah, and I was in Sebastopol with Lisa last week. We had some VIP time with our diamond level clients, and now I'm back home in Austin, Texas. So I'm in the middle, in central.
And I'm in Southern California, so we make like this perfect little triangle. But I just think it's so amazing having been with you guys. It's so cool that you can run a really integrated business as partners from different parts in the country. And that's not what it really takes to run a sustainable business online. But I think it's amazing that you guys are running a sustainable partnership. That's just really cool. It says a lot for where we've come technology-wise.
Yeah, technology is cool like that.
Yeah, and it is interesting, Carrie, because I think that even though it's not what it really takes, like you don't have to be in two different places, the principles still apply, right? Like we need to be agile, we need to be able to move and flex with the demands of our business, and we need to be able to work with the technology. And well, when we can do that, right, when we know how to work with the technology, we can increase our reach and our scope of our business. So there's definitely a connection with that too.
Well, I love that. I love that about you, about the way you guys do business, that you connect so well through technology, which is one of the things that it takes to build a sustainable business online. But let's just cut the crap and talk, not that this is crap, but hear me out, and talk about what it really takes to build a sustainable business online. Because I think I know many of the people who are going to be watching this video, they have attended lots of webinars. They've signed up for lots of programs. They've probably implemented a lot of steps from programs that we've taken that promise, just do this one thing. This is the one thing that you need to build your business online, whether it's a YouTube training or like whatever it is. We have done lots of those things, and there's still plenty of us out there, heart-centered entrepreneurs with a big mission and a big message that don't have a sustainable business, that are still really struggling. So get real with me, ladies. What does it really take?
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. There isn't any one thing. Like, what it takes is not just one thing. The one thing is not the panacea to everything. Like you said, Carrie, there are a lot of programs out there. Kim and I call them one-off marketing strategy programs, or marketing tactics that will tell you, like, this is everything you need in order to build your business. But really, the truth is that building a business online is no different than building a business offline. It takes a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And the mentality has to be that I'm a smart and savvy business owner, not that I just want to fill my coaching practice or fill my class. It's a whole different mentality. Running a business, you have your sales, even if you're a single person, a solopreneur, you have to think of it in terms of the different arms of your business, the marketing and sales department, your outreach, your human resources. Like, you still have those pieces. That's what a real business is. Any business has their financial department. Any real business has their marketing and sales and their services or their products, their research and development. So really, I'm just going really high level. I'll hand it over to Kim, but that's first and foremost, is that understanding that it takes blood, sweat, and tears, and it's not any different building a business online than it is offline.
Yeah, that's great. It's so great, Lisa. It's such a great foundational principle that I think people don't have because there's so many people out there just selling hope, right? And so there's so many people and I was one of those people. I was in a corporate job that I didn't like, and I wanted to do something on my own. I wanted to do something that I liked. I didn't like having to be at the office from 8 to 6 or 9 to 6 every day. And even though there were some times I wasn't productive because I shouldn't have been working, it's like, I'm not good at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, I should not be working right now. You should be paying me for this. But, and so we bought into hope. We bought into the dream of doing something on our own. And there's a lot of people, there's a lot of great courses out there, don't get me wrong. And there's a lot of people capitalizing on our pain and suffering that we're having doing work that we don't like. And so there are these promises of you to just do this one thing, right? If you just build a list, then everything is going to be fine for the rest of eternity. And that's just not reality. That's not reality. We have to work on our business as much as, in our business every day. And people in the startup world, the startup business world, who actually get like venture capital funding, $1 million to start a business, and they form a little agile team and they're all working, they don't stop working. They're working 80, 90 hours a week. And it's just like, this is what it takes. So I'm not saying you have to work 80 or 90 hours a week, but I'm saying you need to be prepared that probably in your first year of business, you're going to have to put the blood, sweat, and tears into it. And you want to think about it strategically. So it's not just you have one little tactic and that's going to make a business, right? Build a list and do blogging, and then you're going to have a full practice. You need to look at, what's a whole strategy for my business? What are all the pieces that I need to make sure that if this was a business with all those departmental arms, that those things are covered, right? I can do sales. I know how to do marketing. I know how to do outreach. I know how to generate clients into my business. And I have products and services programs that are quality, or at least I'm launching them like alpha and beta, right? And I'm testing and I'm refining and I'm getting people's customers' feedback and I'm growing the business in this way. So that's my little rant.
And I'll add one more thing, because you said something really important, Kim, is how, these little agile startups, and they have their investors and all of that. Well, I think we all know that we have to invest money in our businesses, but what I think one of the myths that's been perpetuated out there is, again, when you're told that you're sold that hope that you only need that one thing, there's this disillusionment around, and we become jaded with how much money you actually do have to spend. One of the things that Kim and I do with our VIP clients right off the bat is we give them their run rates for your monthly run rate, and people look at us like, oh my God, I didn't even know, or I never even thought about a monthly run rate. Well, what do you do with a normal business? You look at what's your monthly run rate. Anyhow, the money piece is another important part.
Well, so I think you're hitting on something, and that's why I said at the beginning of this conversation, you guys are really brave to be in the industry that we're in, talking about the things that we're talking about, right? Because in the online world, it is like, oh, just make a lot of money online. You don't have to invest a lot to make money online. You could make money. Just start your free website, and like the orders will start coming in, right? And yet many of the people who are watching this video, we are all watching because we did invest in that 97 to 29.97 product, right? We invested probably in lots of those, thinking like, I just need this. Okay, now I just need this. Oh, I just need that. And I know, like, my personal story is that I did that. I invested in I think my first investment for my business beyond my website was like $1,200, and then I realized, oh, I need this $29.97, or like I did that, and then my eyes were really opened to what I really needed to run my business. And but again, there was lots of people selling me hope from lots of different places, and I wound up over investing in all the wrong places because, like you guys said, I didn't have a strategy. I didn't have a clear, I was just like sort of looking, I think I got sucked into this like get rich quick online industry, or like make a ton of money with your passion. The one that really got me right is I really wanted to get paid for who I am. I don't remember who sold that, get paid for who you are, but I really want that. So if anybody wants to just send me money for being me, I'll take it. Like,
I'll take it. I like that.
That's what I got into this industry thinking
it's not very marketable. So, like, it's just funny to think about that. Like, make money for who you are. Like, okay, it needs to be a little more specific than that. But anyhow, okay.
No, well, I'm me. Pay me, right?
Yeah, like, I'm me.
I'm Carrie Roldan. Send me your dollars. But that's sort of what I got sucked into, and what I know so many of us do, because it's so enticing and it sounds really good. And then we get in, right? And we realize all the little pieces that we need, and it becomes overwhelming. So I'm going to be honest, you guys scared me a little bit just now when you were talking about all the things that you need to run a sustainable business, because I know personally I don't even yet have all those things in place, but I am so grateful that I at least now know, right? I think what's been missing in our industry for so long is the total transparency of like just lifting up the curtain and going, this is what it really takes. Mm-hmm. And so I'm kind of like wondering what my next question needs to be, because
I feel like something's coming up that I want to say to address that, Carrie. And the whole thing is that, yes, there's a lot, right? There's a lot to put in place, and you want to look at your strategy. You want to look at how you're going to grow and how you're going to generate revenue. And it's just a step-by-step process. Right? So instead of looking at like, oh, there's this get rich quick thing and this get rich quick thing, I could throw those things together and then I'm going to be rich. It's like, okay, what, as a smart and savvy business owner, what is the next step I need to take to generate the revenue I need and to also grow? Okay, what's the next step after that and the next step after that? So people have been doing this for a really long time, creating businesses that are sustainable. There's some really good fundamental business practices. If you guys haven't read The E-Myth, the book The E-Myth, go get it. go pick it up, because they talk about that, right? And I think that's what a lot of people, the trap that a lot of people fallen into. In the e-myth, he talks about, you're a specialist and you just wanted, there's a woman who wanted to make pies. And so she quit her job and she started a pie company. But the reality was, making pies, she didn't get to make pies because she was running the business, right? So if you really want to have a pie business, you need to know everything that's involved in having the pie business.
And that speaks right into Carrie, into your getting paid for who you are. Well, she really wasn't getting paid, but who she was a baker that makes pies, but she couldn't get paid for just making pies because she didn't have the business skills. And the other thing that to tag on to Kim is it's what's the next step I need to take. And sometimes you need a mentor, or you need someone. This is why the accelerators that are like really big in the tech industry and all that are very good, because you get a mentor to show you what is the next step you need to take. So we had, Kim and I had a VIP client come a couple weeks ago, and we spent 2 days intensive with her. And what she wanted, what she thought she needed was just branding. Well, now she did need branding for her business, but once we got in with her, she needed a whole strategy. I mean, like, your brand is great and having branding is great and you need it. And before you worry about all of your branding and what your website is going to look like, what is the strategy that you have? What's your suite of offerings that you have? Like, your brand is going to do you no good if you don't have a cohesive suite of offerings. And she got to this moment that was classic when Kim and I work with people at this level, and she's like, oh my God, why didn't anybody else tell me this? This is so simple. And I told her, I'm like, this isn't so simple. Actually,
it's obvious.
It's not obvious. That's good. Yeah, it's not obvious. And so you need to know not just, take one step and one step, but what's the appropriate step for me based on where I'm at in my business development, which is going to look quite different for someone who's just starting versus someone who's been in it for 5 years, And a lot of those programs out there will say, this is, again, we go back to, this is all you need. Well, no, it's not. It might be appropriate. Some of those programs are very appropriate or more appropriate for people who are in their 3rd to 5th year of business than they are for their 1st year of business. And you get these 1st year business people going in and comparing themselves to someone who's been doing it for 4 or 5 years. Anyhow.
Or like, I made these are classic blunders that I made, is like, yeah, joining a program as someone who's just starting your business and starting to take steps in the wrong sequence because I'm in a program for somebody who's further along, thinking, like, really believing, okay, well, I'll just I'll figure that out like as I go, or like not sitting down and doing exactly what you're talking about. What's my suite of offerings? What sort of just like flying by the seat of my pants and busying myself with the work of a program instead of actually taking a step back and looking at what is the business that I want to create. And I think so many of us, this I find is really interesting, and I'll ask you, but so many of us in this industry, if we say, well, what do you do? Right? They have their elevator pitch, or they have a program that they're working on. But one of the things that I appreciated so much about you guys when I had a conversation with you recently is you said, okay, that's great. Where's your income coming from in the meantime? Like, what are you doing? And I think so much of what is in our industry is about like your one, create your one, you get your $1 million idea or your one thing. And what I love about you guys is you really do help people build sustainable businesses, not just, right? Because a sustainable business does have $1 million idea, but it's not just the $1 million idea. And I just really appreciate that about you guys. And I know you have a webinar actually coming up. The day we're recording this, it's tomorrow. So we'll get this video out to my people as soon as I possibly can. But you guys, the link to access that is carrieroldan.com/masterclass. But Lisa and Kim, can you tell us what people are going to learn in this masterclass and why they should attend? Hopefully this conversation, they're figuring out why they should attend. But who's it for? Why should they come? What's the masterclass?
You want me to? Want me to kick it? So this class is really perfect if you have spent money learning tactics and the puzzle pieces are not quite coming together. If you haven't gotten the results that you felt like you were looking for or promised through those programs, it's perfect for you, because we're going to talk about 3 key things that you need to do to start moving from the implementing the tactics to creating that sustainable business. And so we cover some things that we are saying you need to stop doing, right? Stop putting all of your focus and emphasis on. So the webinar is actually called Stop Trying to Build a List, Start Building a Sustainable Business. And we're being a little edgy there, but because of course, you need to have a list. You're going to send emails. You're going to have people opting in for things, and you will be building a list. But all the focus is not just on building a big list, because in reality, I mean, gosh, I know a lot of people that have significant lists, right? 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 people on their list. However, their lists aren't engaged. People aren't opening and reading their emails. So what good is a dead list or a cold list, we call it, right? So stop focusing there and start focusing on a really solid strategy, business strategy. And so that's the first point that we talk about. Lisa, do you want to talk a little bit about the other 2 elements that we cover?
Yeah, so we also look at how to build trust with your ideal clients online. I mean, these days, what we're dealing with that we didn't have to deal with before is that our ideal clients, and everybody online these days is skeptical. We've seen behind the curtain. We know what's going on. We've gathered a lot of information, and now we're making informed choices. And being skeptical is actually a good thing. But we have to know, as business owners, how do you work with people? How do you attract people into your business who are skeptical? And so we talk about how to build trust, because trust is the only way really to overcome the skepticism of your ideal clients. And then you can talk about the last point if you want to.
And then the last point is something that just irks the heck out of me, and that is the fact that people are telling you just create a freebie, just make it up and put it on your website, and people are going to opt in for it. It's not true. If you've done that, how many of you have a freebie or a newsletter? Opt in for my newsletter. How many opt-ins a month are you getting?
Crickets.
Yeah, crickets. You're getting crickets. So number one, that you need to be measuring that stuff. You need to be looking at your numbers all the time. But number 2, we need to find a way to put your offerings online in a way that gets people to say yes, so they can see them, they can consume them. So we're going to be telling you specifically what freebie do you not create, and what's working now in creating those freebies, and how do you get people to opt in for them. And also, if you have a freebie, you might get opt-ins, but then you don't do anything with that lead. And so, except for you might offer them a high ticket item, right? So that's kind of akin to on the first date asking somebody to marry them. Oh, you opted in for my free thing. Would you like to sign up for my $5,000 thing? And there's this big disconnect. So what do you do with that? How do you naturally and organically ascend people from being an opt-in for a free thing to a low-cost offer to a higher level of offers with you? So we talk a lot about this. And this is a masterclass, you all. It's not, we're really teaching, we're giving a lot of content. We want you to take notes, write things down. It's not an hour-long pitch. At the end of it, we'll have an invitation if you want to have a conversation with us. We have a lot of ways that we work with people, and it's really our deep desire and commitment to help you. I had a session with a woman today, and it just breaks my heart, because she's like, wow, I was a VP at a bank. I hated my job. I quit my job. and I enrolled in all these mastermind programs. I've spent all my 401k and my entire life savings. I'm 55 years old.
Mm.
You know, and it's like, wow. And she said, I just needed somebody to help me, like give me personal attention. But it's hard, you know, so the group setting where you don't get personal attention, but you get a lot of content and learning, that's kind of like taking self-paced courses in college. Like I always sucked at those, right? I needed the teacher that was there, like showing me and answering my questions, because it's really hard to be motivated in that evergreen self-paced learning environment without a mentor, a teacher to show you, oh, hey, this is your specific business. Let's look at that. What's your specific business problem and what exactly do you need to do? That's not going to be the same for Carrie or Lisa or Kim. And so that's our commitment. That's what we're here to give. And so I invite you, come to the class. Let us know what you think about it. And we'd love to get to know you, all of you who are watching.
So Kim, I need to tell you that while you were talking, I got goosebumps everywhere, like even at the top of my head. And it was for two reasons. One, that woman's story is not uncommon.
No.
And you and I, and Lisa, we've all been around this online coaching industry for kind of a long time. And I've known people in the industry who would say to that woman, well, that's because you didn't implement here, invest more with me, invest more with me, invest more with me. Oh, you need my even higher level program. Oh, if you want the answer to that, you need to, there's just there's an ick factor. And
yeah, or they tell people, well, you just haven't invested enough in your business. You need to believe in yourself more.
Yeah, they go, the mindset. There's like this, like different ways to manipulate someone into, I mean, well, sometimes it is true. You need to change your mindset. Sometimes it is true. You need to invest more, but sometimes, the truth is blatantly looking right at you.
Yes, and that person, this is what I'm getting at, that person isn't courageous enough to tell this poor woman, I'm not your answer. Your answer lies outside of me, right? And so this is what I love about you guys is I know you as human beings. I know you as, peers and colleagues. I also know you. I've taken your Evolutionary Business Accelerator course and was freaking blown away. And I wanted to say that I stopped building a list and focused where I needed to focus, that I had spent so long trying to build my following and build my list. And I was engaging with my people, but I hadn't figured out actually what I was offering yet. And so it was pointless. It was the wrong step at the wrong time. And so anyways, I just wanted to say all that and I guess give my personal endorsement for you guys and what you offer as a team, because you are both smart and savvy business women with very different zones of genius. And together, right, neither one of you could say, I'm everything you need for your business. But together, you guys tick a lot of the boxes. And it's why I, since I've taken your program, I don't recommend, there were other programs I used to recommend that I'm like, just go to Lisa and Kim. Because they'll take you from beginning to end. They'll show you where you need to be. You'll get it. You'll see the whole picture. Your light bulb will go on in the right place. So look at this, what happens when you let me just ramble. But that's why, you guys, why should you go to Lisa and Kim's masterclass it's because of what they offer, and it's because of who they are. And hopefully you've heard in the last half hour or so your reason for why you've got to be there, why you've got to sit with them for how long is your masterclass?
70 minutes and a little over an hour 15, hour 10, hour 15.
So
and then we go a little bit longer because we also open up the room and bring people in live with us.
And actually answer questions real time. So that's why, you guys, we all need to be there. We all need to sit with them to soak up their wisdom, to hear, to take what we need to take from what they have to say, to hear their hearts, to feel what they have to say, and to know it's not an hour long
not a pitch fest
into a pitch that you feel like if you say no, you're never going to succeed. Like, that's just not who these women are. So let me give the link one more time, and then I'll give you, Kim and Lisa, some closing words. But if you would like to attend this masterclass, which is Stop Building a List and Start Building a Sustainable Business, you can access it at carrieroldan.com/masterclass. So carrieroldan.com/masterclass. That is happening October 7th. So depending on when you're seeing this, you may get the replay, and that's okay too, because it will be just as valuable. But Lisa and Kim.
And I will say just one other thing. If you miss that, it's totally fine. You can still contact us at support@wakeupandchangetheworld.com if you still want. If you're interested in anything that we're saying.
Yeah, and also if you go ahead and register for the masterclass, then you're also invited into our private Business Acceleration Lab group that we have open for about another week. And so you can watch the replay and then come into the Facebook group. We're in there every business day. We'll answer your questions. We have a really beautiful and lively group of people. Carrie's there. So, please come and engage with us. Please ask your questions. We're here for you.
Yeah.
So guys, I hope whenever I'm in the middle of these interviews, so many things are going through my head. Like, I have so much more that I want to talk about, and so many things that I just feel like, oh, we could tell them this, we could tell them that. But I want to make sure in the limited time that we have that you guys have been able to sort of encapsulate what it is that you wanted to say. So I hope I've done you justice in showcasing you. I hope you guys watching this can just feel like my love, my admiration, my respect, and my total awe. Like, I am in awe of these women. I hope that you guys can all see and feel that, whether you're watching, today, tomorrow, or 10 years from now. You're going to want to know Kim Carpenter and Lisa Engles. They're people who you want to be in their circle. But Lisa and Kim, closing thoughts.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you so much for having us here. It's always a lot of fun to hang out with you, Carrie. I know we've done it quite a few times now in our entrepreneurial journeys together. And we covered so much stuff today. So, I mean, it just sort of poured out of us. I think I don't even know what else to say except to wrap it up and say thank you so much. And just to reiterate what Kim said as well, is come join us for another week in our Facebook group. Watch us live tomorrow. Come be in the class or watch the replay. And we'd love to talk to you.
I think that's really well said, Lisa. There's just one more thing sitting on my heart to say. If you're watching and you feel like you've been stuck and you've been trying this for a while and it doesn't seem like there are any answers, I just want you to know there are answers. There are solutions. There's a path forward for sure. And if you're really committed and you're not ready to give up on this dream, then don't give up. And come talk to us. We can talk with you about the way forward for you.
So that's going to make me cry, Kim. And just because I know there's so many people right now watching this who are there, who are feeling exactly that. I know we've all had conversations we've all had those conversations, whether it's been us having the conversation or we're having a conversation with a potential client who just is really like hanging on to a thread of hope. So sometimes that's all you need to hear is like, don't let go. Don't let go. Okay, well, on that note, you guys, I just want to thank you for being here. Thank you all for watching. Again, the link to register for Kim and Lisa's masterclass is carrieroldan.com/masterclass. So whether you're seeing this in early October or 10 years from now, you're going to want to click that link because something amazing is still going to be there and it's going to be just for you at just the right time. So thanks so much for being here, everybody. Thanks for watching, and I'll be with you guys on the masterclass tomorrow. So take care, guys.
Thank you, Carrie. Lots of love.
Bye.